Hi everyone, my name is Mimi and welcome to my channel. And today I'm going to be reacting to Dr. Stone Season 4, Episode 20, What I Once Sought to Destroy. Last episode, they made the city of Alloy. They came up with a plan to try to fight Stanley, and Stanley is making his way to them. So that's what happened last episode. Before we get into this one, if you guys like my reaction, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and please consider supporting my Patreon at patreon.com/feelingmini. And now let's start this episode. And here we go.
Okay guys, in case the reaction gets blocked and I had to cut out the reaction itself, you can just look in the pinned comment in the comment section where for the link to the reaction highlight itself, so you can just click on it, watch it, and then you just come back for my review.
And you're saying all of this in front of Zeno? There you are. Well, you're having this discussion in front of Suika-sama. Suika-sama. Everybody's sama to her, right? I'm assuming. They'll know, won't they? Uh-huh. But if they do that, they're gonna know that they're there. Uh-huh.
Stanley 大将である僕の確実な救出のため、君たちを躊躇なく皆殺しにするだろう。ああ、だろうな。だが君たちは美しい綺麗事を並べる。おお、それこそが弱点。
Oh, that's his strength.
敵だよ、僕は。もう大丈夫なんだよ。ありがとう。
Bavala. This English. Don't bring these things into here. So what are you planning on doing? Oh. You know, you better step up. You better live up to the spirit of his master. Okay, at least you did something.
We are civilians! 彼女、 スイカ様は民間の医者です。通りすがりに毒蜘蛛の治療をなさいました。
He's a doctor.
それでも撃たれるのですか？
言ってんことがマジならな。
つかまえ
There goes their plan. Never goes the way they planned it.
たちが来ちゃったよってみんなに知らせることもできないんだよ。
そうでもありません、スイカ様。
そのフランソワとかいう執事、捕まる直前に電波を使っていますね。
はい、二手に分かれますと念のためアメリカ本土にご報告申し上げただけですよ。
Merely informed the US that we will be splitting up in two.
けどフランソワに
接触したな、スタンリーたちと。逆だな、フランソワは俺らに位置を知らせたんだよ。
そら余裕でわかる
スタンリーたち敵の居場所が。マーサススタンリー最終決戦。
ちょ待って、今一番すぐ気をつけないとバイヤーなことを。こんな条件揃ったら速攻飛び出しちゃうイケメンいるでしょ。抑えとかないと。いやもうどこ。
Oh, okay.
やっぱしね。
俺らの勝利条件はシンプルだ。敵が来るまでに石化装置を起動させること。
Have they made it? Have they made the battery yet?
そう。敵の現在地と辿ってくるルートがわかるのだから、先頭の兵士がロープやワイヤーの罠を警戒。肩越しにリーダーが前方と情報を警戒。みじんも隙がない。
うん。敵は21世紀の戦闘の
Tsukasa.
司
Oh, Hyoga too.
彼らはあらゆる状況への訓練と準備をしている。まともに戦って勝ち目はないよ。
I used to Stanley healed.
あれは
クロム君が罠のつもりで作っていた手動リモコンのレコードです。
銃声にしては音が軽い気がするね。
なんでだよ。
魔の効果音とかでも、例えば実際の波より砂を流した音を取った方が本物らしかったりしてね。
Okay.
チックの音を一旦録音してレコードの回転数を下げて再生。
ここに味方がいますよ。
今鳴っている銃声自体はすぐ偽物だと察するだろう。なら安全だと油断してくれるほど甘くはない。
ならばこの隙にスイカたち皆を奪還するぞ。
難しいね。そばにスタンリーがいる。
So what are they doing this?
彼らの通信機を破壊しましょう。今なら乱戦の中可能かもしれません。いえ、それどころかこの戦い、通信ネットワークさえ独占すればその時点で私たちの勝ちなのですよ。人質であるゼノ君の喉元に刃を当て、スタンリー君たちに降伏を迫る。敵の本土にニッキーたち何十人もの仲間が人質として残されているからだね。
町北米のコーンシティに連絡され、皆に危険が。
おう、彼らが連絡を取れなくなれば本土の人質は
They won't be able to contact them.
あとはゼノ君の指でも手足でも一本ずつ一本ずつ切
Oh my god. Of course you will suggest
君
that.
たちを降伏させられますよ。わずか4人を見捨てて勝てるのなら一つの選択肢としてあり得るという。
And Senko's not gonna be okay with that.
許すとでも思ったか。
タイムロスを与えられるね。
ああ、その目的だけならば私も賛成だ。
なんだ、どうしたマヤ。
霊女子格闘チャンピオンの勘見つけた。
銃に囲まれている以上逃走は不可能です。
She's a champion martial artist.
ただ黙って撃ち殺されるわけにもいかないから。
たとえここで死すと必ず通信機だけは破壊する。
Yeah.
背中が熱い。戦う時の背中とは凍てつくように寒いのだ。だが 最後の戦いで初めてこ
Oh, maybe that's why the outro has those three walking together and everything. Of course, she's a gorilla.
いけ誰だよ霊長類最強の高校生ジャパン出身の格闘チャンピオン
But he's not 100% though.
簡単するよあのマヤを化け物だ 既得権益者たちが全てを牛耳る旧世界が何を私のことなど見ているのですか仕事があるでしょうやんちゅ達成したんだねうんさすがだよ二人ともヒョウが絶命している俺と琥珀ももう長くは持たないだろう復活時の修復作用は死者をも蘇らせるんだろうか細胞組織の保存状態だけが問題なのかだとすればかつて消そうとしたものは希望の星になった頼んだよセンク
This is my second reaction for the day, and both of them, when they ended, I was just sitting here in silence and in my feelings. Oh, I'm so upset. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Stanley's coming. They made the tower. Clearly, they're still working on the battery for the Medusa. They sent Suika and Francois away because Suika and Francois basically they're the ones that are going to be reviving everyone after the launch, the Medusa attack. And Suika notices that Stanley is there. Okay. They're about to go back and tell the others that Stanley is here, but then they notice one of his underlings on the floor, having been poisoned, and they had the remedy for that. And Francois was debating whether they should help, because once they do, the enemy's gonna know that they're there, right? Suika didn't hesitate, took the remedy, and helped her. Now, with that being done, they were discovered. And the way they were behaving, Francois figured that they were not just ruthless killers, that they were soldiers and they are governed by these rules. And because of that, she basically shows up, surrenders herself, and well, at first, before she surrenders, Suika was in danger. So she throws her kitchen knife at Matsukaze. Matsukaze cannot untie himself, so he used the knife to untie Ginro. Ginro, being Ginro, at first was panicking, but then he actually did something. But then they were being shot at again, and they were all captured. Um, François surrendered themselves, right? And Suika, and all four of them are now captured by Stanley. So before they were captured, they sent basically a message telling the others basically where they were and that they'll be captured. Having heard that they're captured, Kohaku immediately goes after them, and Tsukasa and Hyoga also show up as well. Now, having studied Stanley and his team's formation, they're like, there's no um, opening, I guess. So they use one of Chrome's inventions to simulate gun attacks, I guess, to get the Stanley's team to scramble a little bit, giving them an opening, I guess. Now, what they wanted is they knew that they were not, I guess, they were not ready to go fight them, especially with them carrying guns and everything. But what they wanted was to destroy their communication because they're like, okay, we have our people over there in the US. And if we were to destroy their communication and we were to, let's say, threaten killing Zeno, they're not gonna threaten killing Nikki and the others over there in the US because they won't be able to communicate with them. So while they were, I guess, formulating their attack or whatever, Maya and her group that got detached from the team going around trying to get to the where they think the gun is coming from. She suddenly stops because she's like with her martial artist radar or whatever. He notices Tsukasa, Hyoga, and Kohaku and went on the attack. So all three of them started fighting Maya and the others. And one of them mentioned, hey, that's Tsukasa, the highest school, the strongest primate high schooler, right? And Maya got excited about fighting him. I don't know why, but for some reason I thought she was gonna be more formidable, I guess. But the fact that they showed us this episode again, why Tsukasa is who he is, and then immediately after that they shot him. You guys saw my reaction. I was so excited when he defeated her like that. And then that first shot, I was like shocked. And then they kept shooting him. And Kohaku, her goal is to destroy the communication. Right. And even with Tsukasa getting shot, her and Hyoga were still trying to get to the person that was carrying their communication equipment, and someone was gonna shoot her, and Hyoga took the shot. You know, Kohaku was shocked, kept looking at Hyoga, and Hyoga's like, "You don't have time for me right now. Go to what you need to do." And then she turns around and she goes and she destroys the communication. And then she also gets shot. And the show again at one point sort of like collecting these speakers, I guess, and then one of them rolls off and then he looks into the distance. And clearly signaling that something's wrong. Right. And then they go back to Tsukasa and he's praising Kohaku for completing their mission, I guess. At first I think he was complimenting both of them, like Hyoga and Kohaku. And then he turns around and sees Hyoga on the floor and he's like, he's already dead. And him and Kohaku were on the verge of dying. And then he started thinking maybe Senku, he remembered how being stoned and being brought back, has basically healed his sister, and he also was brought back to life basically. So he's pinning his hopes in Senku's science, which is something that he has been wanting to destroy when this show started. And that's where the title of the episode came in. What I once sought to destroy, which was Senku's science, is something that's possibly is now giving him hope. And it's also giving me a little bit of hope because Tsukasa and Kohaku are clearly still alive. So if Senku is able to activate the Medusa and stone everyone before they die, I guess they can be revived. Now I'm thinking about Hyoga. From what Tsukasa said, Hyoga's dead. Okay, I'm hoping, like, while I was sitting here in silence after the episode ended, I was trying to figure out how he could possibly be revived. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe his heart is dead, but like his brain may still be active, and as long as your brain is still active, then the stoning and reviving can still work on him. That's what I'm hoping. But even with that hope in mind, that still doesn't stop me from being upset with how the episode turned out. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you want to see my reaction to the next episode, the link is gonna be in the pinned comment, so you can just click on it and you can watch it right now. And you can also watch all my previous Dr. Stone reactions. There's a playlist in the comment as well. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. Look in my eyes, what do you see? The cost of personality.